legato runs, pinch harmonics. We all know what pinch harmonics are. Tapping. You can do full tapping runs. You can do some bend tapping, which is where you bend the music and you tap. And Hale used to do all of that. Pick angle is a little thing. Sometimes I've seen like a guitarist from Galnerius. It's a Japanese band. Their guitarist does this one part where he's just like playing the pick. Like instead of playing it with a string like this, he's playing the pick sideways across it. It gives you more of a this sound as opposed to so you're like that sideways. Excuse me. You can fake your whammy bar. Oh, Zach Wilde doesn't have a whammy bar on his Les Paul, but sometimes he likes to do that. You know, like pre-bending, you know? Just like overbend this one. Or something like that. You can also, if you don't have a whammy bar and don't have blocking tuners, you can just dive your string. Paul Gilbert does that. I've never seen anybody do it with Paul Gilbert though. Using objects, that'll make you on the map. Like Van Halen and Paul Gilbert both use the drills with picks on the end, and just like you use a drill, it gives you magnetic interference into your pickups. Controlled sloppiness. That's a nice topic. I don't want to really, encourage being sloppy, but if you find some little technique that doesn't fit being proper technique, that can be fine. Stevie Ray Vaughan was like super sloppy, but the guy can play. I mean, there's no arguing, and he sounded very good. I can't mimic his style because I don't have enough, I guess, sloppy styling to any of my playing. But it's just kind of like something that it gets that sound you want, but it's certainly not anything you can say like, oh man, that's crazy awesome. Like, how hard is that to play? It's just kind of like, it's controlled sloppiness. That's the only way I can really say it. Chicken picking is another thing. It's like Cliffs of Dover, where you're playing down here, end up here, and the way you're doing is you're picking with your fingers and your pick back and forth. It's just, Zach Wilde does that too. A good example would be someone like Johnny Highland. If you go look up him, he's a country kind of a bluegrass guitarist, plays for Paul Reed Smith. Plays with Paul Reed Smith, and he has his own signature. The guy's awesome to watch. I'm pretty sure he's blind, but the guy will be playing and he'll just like throw chicken picking in the middle of it. Sounds cool. And I just wanted to say, don't overuse anything. Like, overuse of some technique can label you really quick as someone who likes that technique or overuses that specific technique or that specific sound. Overuse of anything. Repeating stuff is okay though. I mean, if you repeat a solo, that's fine. Like, repeat a solo in that same song. Don't repeat it outside of that song, because then it looks bad. Don't use the same solo in two different songs. I mean, if you write it for that song, leave it in that song. Don't write another song and then throw it in there. Come up with a new one, or just don't use one. You don't have to use all the techniques in your solo. That's just kind of showing off, and then it'll sound forced in essence. You don't want to force the solo out, and then it just won't sound like it's really from the heart, like I want to say. Make sure you're being appropriate and fair to the song. Like, really. Don't step outside the boundaries of the song. If it's a soft song the whole way through, don't put a crazy solo in. I mean, don't put a crazy, like, high-velocity shred machine solo into it. However, if it's a high-velocity shred machine solo, sometimes you can get away with putting a soft solo into it, because you can fade into that, be nice and soft, and then build back into your energy, your heavy energy. In closing, I want to remind all of you to write what you can play, write what you can play, not what you want someone else to think you can play. Be original, write your stuff, make your own sound, make your own style, and use a ton of variety. I can't express that enough. Variety is the key to writing a solo that's interesting, blowing someone's mind. If you write a solo that goes all over the place, people are going to go nuts, even if it's a pretty easy solo and just so happens to be a weird concoction of notes. Weird concoction of notes, you know? I hope I've helped all of you. I'll probably be making more videos as people ask me to. I really do hope I've helped all of you, you know? I feel like I'm missing a bunch of stuff still, but just email me if you have any questions. I mean, message me, leave comments, tell me I suck.